Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another StarCast TV commentary done by yours truly, Flash for the win. Today we're going to be having a best of 3 series between two players, both from SK Telecom T1, at least back in the Kesp era. It's going to be between Sacsri and Ssak. It's going to be a Zerg versus Terran. Spying down here, I believe on, well, no, it looks like maybe Polypoid Sniper. I actually don't even know what map this is. I think it's I want to say it's Polypoid. This looks like a Polypoid structure. I should probably look at the map before I boot up the replay. But anyways, it's gonna be White Zerg here spawning at the bottom left-hand position. Is gonna be Sacsri, which means that up here at the top right-hand or top left-hand position is gonna be the Red Terran Ssak. And yeah, it looks like based upon these structures, it is going to be on Polypoid. I haven't actually casted many games here on this map. But anyways, so these two players both were on SK Telecom T1 in the Kesp era. Ssak was mainly known for being a Terran versus Terran specialist. Sacsri didn't really play too many games, I think. Most of the Telecom T1 Zergs is usually a joke, as a lot of people know. There were a couple of good Zerg players on SKT1, but mainly it was headed by their star-studded roster of Bisu, Best in Fantasy, the Pro and Terran players, alongside obviously Boxer at one point was on SKT, as well as Uv. Anyways, looks like Sacsri's opening up here with a 12 hatchery build order, and then he's actually making another drone here. So it's not going to be your traditional 2-hatch play where you go 12 hatch, 11 pool, 10 gas, or even sometimes people are trying to go for even faster hatchery with the 11 hatch, 10 pool, 9 gas. Sometimes they'll be doing now. Meanwhile, drone scouting here. Looks like it is actually a 14cc coming out here from Sacsri. So looks like, or sorry, from Ssak. Sacsri is going to see this, and now we're going to see that he's building a lot more drones to catch up in the economic game. But okay, as we get into this game, I will say a little bit about these two players. Sacsri was actually managed to make it into the round of 8 in the ASL 8. He actually advanced first out of his group, beating Flash in the process on Neo Silpha. It was a very interesting game. But was subsequently 3-0'd by Rain, unfortunately, in the round of 8. Since then, hasn't really made too much of a noise in the scene. Ssak, on the other hand, he used to be, I would say, probably like a very high-level A-class Terran. I do remember him faring quite well in some of the old SSL Star Leagues back in the day. But nowadays, not the greatest. I would call him probably a very low A Terran, maybe high B Terran. He manages to make it into some of these big tournaments, but doesn't really make it too far. But these two SKT players probably know each other very well, so we're going to see how the games are going to be playing out. We're seeing here that Sacsri is actually opting for a very fast third base with his third hatchery here at the 6 o'clock position. Not going for your traditional 3-hatch, third macro hatch inside of the base. Really wants to kick off that economy, get a faster third gas going into the mid-game, position himself to potentially go for some kind of really big lurker force or just a very quick tech transition into Hive. We might even see something like a crazy Zerg coming out here with double fast evolution chamber into Hive Ultralisk play, and we'll see if he just plops down a bunch of these sunk colonies to defend. And the SCV here from Ssak is going to be able to scout it right away, so he's going to know exactly what he's going to be going up against with this 3-hatch play from Sacsri. On the other side of the map, we're going to see the 2 Barracks Academy play looks like for Ssak. Yeah, the Academy is coming up right now. Lair on the way, speed upgrade for the Zerglings coming out. And we're going to see a little bit of a marine pressure here from Ssak. This shouldn't do too much damage. After all, this Overlord here is going to be able to see these marines, and that will be the end of that. I just wanted to force out a couple more Zerglings, which he has done. Just a couple extra Zerglings starting to pop out here from Sacsri. He wants to make sure that there is no threat of a pressure from Ssak. Second gas coming up as well for Sacsri. And this is going to be that almost that 450, 510 timing push that a lot of these 2 Barracks Academy plays have been going for. As you can see, Firebat Medic coming out right now with a grouping of, looks like 7 Marines for now. And this could be a very dangerous timing push from the Terran. And this is something that a lot of Terrans have been doing against 2H Muta builds, is that they've been using this two barracks pressure to make sure that they keep the Zerg honest, can't just get away with these very fast third bases that Zerg has been doing. Will they get the 2 hatchery Mutalisk play, Spire, and then get this very fast third base, SCV going down. These Overlords will see this big force coming out here, and looks like there are a lot more Zerglings being made here for Sacsri, and he is getting ready for a big surround here onto this bio ball here. Here comes the surround, the Firebat. We have to see the position of the Firebat. The Firebat here is going to do a lot of damage right now. The Leagues are just getting absolutely melted. Great position here from Ssak with his Bioforce. The Medic blocking so much of the Leagues. The Firebat well positioned. 2 more Firebats coming down. That's going to be GG. Ssak just absolutely pushing through Sacsri's defenses. And that's going to be game 1, going with Ssak. A very quick game with beautiful positioning there from the Firebacks and the Medics. Looks like Ssak wanted to get some extra stims in there. But I guess maybe he was going up there with the Firebat to scout the timings of these buildings. But a really great game there from Ssak. And that's one of the dangerous things about trying to take that early third base or any kind of 2-hatch Mutalisk play, is that generally speaking, you're actually going to be very limited in the amount of defense that you have. Very late Sun Colony. I feel like Sacsri was trying to get away with a lot more economic leeway in that game to push himself into a potential Hive Tech, a very fast Hive Tech, or just even a 3-hatch Spire build. But anyways, we're going on into game number 2 here between these two SKT players, with Ssak being up 1-0. Spawning up here on Neo Sylphid as the blue Zerg in 12 o'clock position is going to be Sacsri, which means that over here at the 8 o'clock position as the purple Terran is going to be Ssak. That's one of the things that, you know, Zergs are trying to get away with more and more these days, just being more and more greedy with that very fast third base. Sacsri just didn't have enough defenses there. And that's what I'm saying, is we usually, when you go for that kind of very fast third hatch, greedy third hatch at that third base, normally what you would want to see is at least one sunken colony early on at both the bases. I know that, you know, early on the sunken colonies might not be too useful to defend because Terran doesn't have to attack. But sometimes you just really want to be able to make sure that you're going to have that defense there just in case he does go for that attack. And, you know, when you go over to Rex Academy, Zerg players should know that you are in fact going for that 450, 510 timing, where you go for that, you know, 7 to 9 Marines, 2 Medics, or a Medic Firebat in this case. Anyways, looking over here, this is actually a 7 barracks. He put down this barracks actually at 7, not 8. So this is a very, very fast barracks play here from Ssak. Really going to try to punish a 12 hatchery play from Sacsri. Sacsri is in fact looking like he's going for a 12 pool build order, not a 12 hatchery. Very uncommon these days to see a 12 pool. Actually, not too uncommon. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll go for this 12 pool to get up a faster layer. I think that the 12 pool beats a 12 hatchery layer timing by about 10 to 15 seconds. So this is looking like a very fast layer timing. Yeah, very fast gas here coming out from Sacsri. The Overlord is going to see this SCV coming out, is going to think that this SCV is at a normal timing. Little does he know, I think that Ssak did see this Overlord timing here. He's going to be very unhappy to know that when he comes in here, it's going to be a 12 pool, not a 12 hatchery build. That being said, he can get some damage done. He is going for the fast gas right after this, so he is going to look to transition into a very harassment style game, going for a factory and potentially even starport later on. This SCV scout is going to come in here, see everything that the Zerg has. He's going to notice that there are a couple Zerglings going to be coming out here from this spawning pool, and immediately bringing back his units, knowing that there is almost no potential here for any kind of a bunker rush. Overlord is going to see the supply depot here. I believe that he saw the gas, so he knows that barracks is somewhere out in the middle of the map. He is going to see that there is a barracks here as well, and that this was an attempted 8 racks build. Marine's going to come down here to try to surround this Overlord, but he's also got to be a little bit careful. These Zerglings here could attempt to surround the Marines on the outside, building a secondary supply depot here to finish up this wall off. The barracks being lifted there to have a link tight wall. SCV down to 15 HP, 10 HP now. The Lings are going to try to snipe this down. One more shot will do it. The Lings managed to take down the SCV, but over here 3 Marines going to try to sneak by these Zerglings, and this barracks is going to land just in time right now. I don't know. Oh, the Lynx have seen it. The Lynx have seen these 3 Marines. And this is very dangerous actually here for Ssak to be on the middle of the map with all these Marines. He doesn't have any defenses back at home. The factory is only 1/3 of the way done right here. Halfway done. So these Marines have to survive. Otherwise, that these Zerglings are going to be able to run across the map and deal significant damage to those supply depots and the barracks. Some decent micro here, but unfortunately, these Marines will end up falling. He will end up seeing the drone count here, 3 drones being made at the natural base. But these Zerglings, I guess, are just a little bit scared right now, won't attempt to go back towards Ssak's main. And we're going to transition here into a pretty standard meching style, harassment style, I should say, from Ssak. Still 3 guys on gas. Yep, that means immediate starport play here. And again, the starport most likely be building a Wraith, maybe even a dropship to ferry some vultures into the main base. But that means that, you know, Ssak is going to be stuck on one base for quite a bit. He's not going to have that second base, that early second base that you normally see with the 1 Rax fast expand build. These Zerglings with the Link speed are going to be able to deny this SCV scout as well. So the tech structure right now for Zerg is hidden. It's just playing out very similarly to a Zerg, or for a Zerg versus Protoss game, where Protoss is trying to get that scouting information, see exactly what the Zerg player is going for. Whether that is going to be a fast 3-hatch Hydra bust or a more standard game. But as we can see here, for Terran, they don't know if he's going for 2-hatch Lurker or 2-hatch Mutalisk play. And this Vulture is going to be able to get in here and see. He didn't see the second gas, I don't think, but he will be able to come in here and see the Spire. So he knows that this will be, in fact, a Muta build. Vulture will end up going down. Crit Colony even going down right now. So he knows that this is going to be some kind of harassment style of a game. Wants to make sure that he's extra safe for that initial Crit Colony. 1 drone does go down. Very nicely done. Oh, 2 drones go down. This Vulture has paid for itself and also gotten all the scouting information that he wants. 2 Starport Wraith coming out here right now. Do we see an Engineering Bay? Yes, Engineering Bay coming down right now. Mutalisk are on the way, so I don't think that turrets will be up just in time for these Mutas that are going to be eventually popping out. But these raids will hopefully be able to delay a little bit. The raids are now picking away at these Overlords. Wants to chase away these Overlords to make sure that as he gets this control tower up, he will be able to get Cloak uncontested against these Mutalisks. This will be the only real way for him to defend and try to stall for these missile turrets. But Cloak is so far away as well. Turrets are just now coming down. The Mutas are here. And again, there is a bunker really well positioned here to block this frontal area. And it prevents Mutas from even helping as well. Muta is not actually coming in here to attack. I think he's scared of missile turrets and he just wants to make sure that he can defend his base. He doesn't have any Sun Colonies back here. The Vulture, will he be able to get 1 drone kill? Yes, the Vulture does get a drone kill. Very nicely done here. We'll see as well that there is continuous teching into these Mutalisks. Will we see that +1 carapace upgrade? We'll have to see in a second if Sacsri will opt for a much more all-in style Mutalisk play or if he's just going to transition into a more standard macro game off of this 2-hatchery Mutalisk. Zerglings coming everywhere on the map to make sure that we have a scouting information of exactly where the rates are. And yes, so here we see the +1 carapace upgrade. So this will be a much more strong Mutalisk style build. We're not going to see a 3rd hatchery too quickly here from Sacsri. Looks like he wants to try to end the game off of this 2-hatchery Mutalisk. And I mean, he knows he does have the economic advantage here. 1 base versus 2 base. It will be very difficult for Ssak to ever come back into this game. These Wraiths will have to really do a significant amount of damage here. Only at 4 compared to this big 7 Mutalisk ball. Now he's doing a good job of pressuring these Zerglings here, trying to prevent all the scout information possible and make sure that Sacsri plays blind. He wants to say that Sacsri does not know where these rates are. Now Sacsri did see the rates going up there to the top left-hand position. Will bring these Mutalisks back home to make sure that these raids won't be able to get any damage done. Vulture also coming out here. A nice use of that factory to prevent any scouting information. This is the game that Ssak needs to play. He needs to make sure that Sacsri plays in the dark for this entire game, that if he can catch him off guard, that he'll be able to get a significant amount of drone damage with these raids here. And this is going to be his way back into the game. And we're going to see that Sacsri is trying to hide these Zerglings right now, wants to keep them alive to be able to ensure that he has enough scouting information as possible. Now transitioning back into Marines, we see a lot more missile turrets being built here. I think he realizes that this will be a very big Muta carapace ball. Overlord speed is also done now, so these Overlords will be able to scout out the cloaked raids, and he's got to bring a lot of them with him. We'll see how good Ssak's Wraith Micro is, if he's able to pick off a significant amount of these Overlords, then these Wraiths actually will be able to contest these Mutalisks in the air, and he'll be able to cement himself as the dominant air force in the skies. That being said, right now, more Vultures coming out in the middle of the map. He is going to try to get some drone damage done here. Transitioning into Lurker Tech is Sacsri. He's going to try to catch these Wraiths off guard. But right now, as you can see, there is no vision here. The Metas are coming in here. There's a lot of missile turrets being built at home. But now the Wraiths can come in here and get a significant amount of drone damage. This is going to be a huge economic blow here. Only 2 Mutalisks left over here inside the base here for Sacsri. These Mutas are going to instantaneously fall. Will he be able to come in here, pick off a lot of these Wraiths, or we go for the drone damage? No, he's going to pick off the Overlords. And this means that Sacsri is now going to be supply blocked here, only at 47 out of 50 supply, and that means without any Overlords here either, these Mutas cannot attack these drones. The Overlord's speed is not actually as fast as the Wraiths, and this is going to be a huge detriment to Sacsri. Now, Ssak is being able to claw his way back in the game. As you can see, the worker count right now, 14 drones to 23. He's up massively in this economic game, picking off more drones right now. The Mutas are just unable to chase down these Wraiths. The Wraiths are just too fast right now to deal with these. The Overlord coming in here. Will he be able to snipe down a couple? There looks like they're going to get trapped here in the back of the base, getting a couple of more drone kills right now. But now, again, because they are faster than these Overlords, that means that these Wraiths are going to be able to fly away. Now, Mutas do fly the same speed as these Wraiths, so a couple of these Wraiths losing energy will manage to get picked off here. But significant amount of economic damage was done. Now, Sacsri looks like he's going to be all in with this Lurker attack. All that Ssak needs to do now is to defend his front. This bunker here at the front is going to be so incredibly significant to hold off whatever pressure that is going to come out here. Muta is doing a good job of picking off any Wraiths here to deny any more defense that Ssak might have, but he knows. He saw the Hydra stand. He saw the Lurkers popping out. He knows that an all-in is most likely going to be coming through here. Yes, we can see the Lings and Lurkers moving across the map here with the Mutalisks to try to bust down this front door. A couple of missile turrets are planted here at the back. There is no comsat station, no academy. Academy just now being started here. So he will have a hard time of seeing these Lurkers. The Lurkers can't get up here, and there will be no detection from these missile turrets. The missile turrets actually have to be at the same level as the bunker in order to see the Lurkers. Doing a good job of repairing these missile turrets here. The Mutalisk at 11 Mutalisk count right now. Carapace upgrade is also finished. The Lurker is going to try running here, but they're going to run right into the line of the missile turrets. One of the Lurkers goes down. The second Lurker is already at half HP. This Lurker cannot move anymore at all because the Wraiths are just going to pick it up as soon as it unburrows. And looks like that Sacsri's all in here has run out of steam. It does not look like he's going to be able to come in here anymore and deal any more pressure. And Ssak is going to hold on and most likely take the series 2-0. Oh, another Vulture coming in here, deals significant more damage to these drones right now. The Vulture's going to be able to sneak by. Gets one more drone, and back to 11 drones is Sacsri. There is just no economic pressure there's no econ for Sacsri right now. He's just run out of all the drones, even comstat station going up here. So this one lonely Lurker in the corner of the base will get scanned out. It's going to go down. As you look, look at the production tab. Everything is going on here for Ssak. Comstat station, stim upgrade, +1 attack upgrade for his Bioforce. Medics are being built right now. He is sitting very comfortable here at the 23 SCVs that he has. Supporting off of this one base Terran play. Marines are going to run right by this Lurker here. This Lurker cannot move. Otherwise, it will instantly get taken out, and the Wraiths in the bio play here is going to run right across the map, and there's absolutely nothing that he's going to be able to, Sacsri's going to be able to do against this force from Ssak. Scam picking up the Lurker here as well, and there's nothing to stop this Bioforce coming across the map with the Wraith support. Mutalisks won't be able to do anything. Lurkers, does he have Lurkers right now? Trying to find where the Lurkers are. Even a couple more Overlords get picked off here by these Wraiths. Where are the Lurkers? Lurkers being morphed here at the back of the base. Will we see the Lurkers hold on? It looks like they can hold on for a little bit. There is no science facility, no scans left over here for Terran. But unfortunately for Zerg, Terran can now probably push out, grab an expansion, or continuously just tech into the science vessels. Oh, the Wraiths. There's just too many Wraiths here picking up Mutalisks one at a time. And now picking up drones as well. The Lurker's trying to put himself into a little bit better of a position. Another Overlord goes down. Meatle is getting taken out right now. Only down to 9 meters left over. More Overlords are being taken down. The Wraiths are just getting pot shots after pot shots onto these Zerg units. There's nothing that Zerg can do against the amount of Cloak Wraiths, especially with how much Bioforce is supporting underneath these Wraiths. If Meatles try to engage this big Wraith ball, well, the Bioforce is going to absolutely slaughter and rip through the Meatles flock right now. More Meatles going down. As we can see, he's just trying to desperately remake units, but that means that his drone count is just going to sit continuously at such a low count of 13. A couple of stims are being used right now. These medics are going to start running low on energy, trying to heal up these Marines. But that being said, these Wraiths over here are doing an incredible job right now of just making sure that these Meatos can never engage onto this Terran force, and the fact that these Lurkers can only leapfrog themselves up slightly, which means that they're never going to be able to engage this Terran army either unless he gets a significant amount of Zerglings to body block for them, or he has to go for an all-in attack here. But as we can see on the other side of the map, just more Wraiths being built. He just knows that these Wraiths are just winning him the game right now. Sack's Wraith Micro has been stellar this game. The Lurkers, the Metas, are trying to slowly inch their way forward to try to position themselves to be able to contest the Terran army. He just needs to make sure that Terran can never leave this base, to stay on one base for as long as possible. But +1 upgrade has been finished. All of the Marine upgrades are done. Stim as well as range are done. The Wraiths are just searching around right now for any kind of hidden base right now. That's the only way that Sacsri would be in this game. Ssak knows that there is nothing left over here for Zerg. He's trying to bait these Marines into the Lurkers. Yeah, if they stop lurking him, maybe get some damage done onto the army that he can push back in and set up a contain onto the Terran and be able to pigeonhole Terran back in his main base and allow himself some breathing room to expand. But I don't see that happening right now. Ssak is doing an excellent job. Right now, it looks like another scan being put down here. He did see the Lurkers. These Overlords are out of position right now. Where are the Mutas? The Mutas are out of position to defend the Overlords. The Overlords going down. 3 Overlords going down. Only 1 Overlord is left over, and that means that he's going to be supply blocked for another eternity. And without these Overlords to scout, that means that these Wraiths are just going to go to town on these Mutas. Another Mutas gets popped off here. Only 1 Overlord left over here to defend against these cloaked Wraiths here. Another Mutas goes down. A little bit of an interesting choice here. He's just going to contest these Lurkers right now. There's no links, no Mutas to body block right now. 2 Lurkers go down. The Mutas try to pick off a couple of these Marines, but they are badly damaged again with these fully upgraded Marines right now. The Mutas are not being microed here. That looks like it's going to be game. I think Sacsri's going to tap out. Beautifully played here by Ssak, and he is going to take this game 2-0. Well played by Ssak. Hope you guys enjoyed this best of 3 commentary as we watch Ssak just looks like rubbing salt into the wounds here from Sacsri. He's just having a little bit of fun right now. But that's going to be in the replay. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Flash for the Win. We'll see you guys next time for another StarCast TV replay.